Danny wants to help make you smarter, and this is the kind of smarter that can make you richer by saving you money. Danny, let's talk about refinancing.
So, I'm going to talk about my own personal situation because, I just started looking into this. I heard that interest rates for mortgages were down near historic lows. So I did a little bit of homework. And what I found was that the interest rate that I had, which was historically low at the time that I got it, I was actually able to refinance and get 1.5% lower on a 30-year mortgage than what I previously had, which saved us about $500 a month on our mortgage payment.
So, Danny, if you don't mind saying, what was your APR, your interest rate prior to refinancing?
It was 4 1/8.
4 1/8. So 4.125.
It's exactly where we were too, Danny. And we refinanced just like you.
What'd you bring it down to?
2.875 for us.
Yeah, that's a 43% reduction, right? In your interest rate. Is that right? 40%? 30%.
I didn't do the math. I just knew it was a lot.
I did it backwards.
But the reason that I say this is because this is something that folks don't necessarily think about every day. I know I certainly didn't. But when we got looking at it, my first thought is, okay, well, I'm going to have to bring a lot of cash to the table to make this happen. And not everybody has the resources to do that. But it turned out that I brought a lot of cash to the table and turned around and got the majority of it back once they closed our old escrow account, and I didn't have to make a mortgage payment for a month. And then they gave me the refund of the closing costs that weren't used. And it turns out that I'm going to recoup my closing costs in less than 3 months. So, for me, that was a no-brainer. Now, obviously, that's not going to be the same case for everybody. Not everybody has the resources to bring all the money that they need to the closing. Alternatively, you can get a refinance where they roll most, if not all, of the closing costs into the mortgage. And if the amount that you're saving on your interest rate is significant enough, that might make sense. But I encourage people, if it's not something yet you think about, get yourself smart on mortgage rates, get yourself smart on refinancing, because, you can turn around. I don't know about you, but $500 a month is a big chunk of change for me and my family.
That's a Roth IRA contribution for the full year, right? That's $6,000. You can put that right into a Roth. That's a lot of money over time. We were at 3.75% back in November when we bought our house. We refinanced quickly at 3%, and they gave us a bunch of credits. It was just insane. It was just insane. So
yeah, we did the same thing. We were 4.125. We just closed, I think, probably 2 weeks ago. Brought it down to 3.125. The problem here in Virginia is housing valuations are so ridiculously high that virtually any loan is a jumbo loan.
Yep.
And so that affects the interest rate to a degree. But we were able to save about $500 a month, a little bit more than $500 a month on the all-in payment. And to your point there about the closing costs, we did roll all the closing costs into the loan. So when we wanted to close, we didn't take any cash to the table, and we actually got like $1,800 back for like refunds on closing items that weren't used, escrow refunds and whatnot. So you walk out of there feeling like, how did I not do this sooner? And it's just it is something. If as a homeowner, you need to know that it exists. You need to know how easy it is to do, and frankly, you need to know how important it is right now to do it, because interest rates are just they've never been this low.
No,
and they will probably never be this low again.
More than likely.